everyone, welcome back to the channel that knows nothing. I'm Jem, and let's get to it. So I have this really bad habit of just doing a complete wrap-up of what I have read in the year. You've probably seen my what I read in 2018 video, and in that I said I would not be doing one of those videos again. I'm not going to be wrapping up the whole of 2019 because that's just a mistake. And so even though I don't want to, I'm doing the little like monthly updates of what I read that month. It's way easier, but I also have no time to record these sorts of things, so let's hope that, you know, continues throughout the year. I will try. I'm not making definite promises, but I will try to do monthly uploads of what I read. So for the month of January, I have read 7 books, which I'm pretty happy about. I did start an 8th, which I can mention later if you guys really want to know, but it was a bigger book and it took me I was away for a weekend. It took me forever to get sort of to the end, kind of, but I didn't finish it, so I'm not going to include it in this one. I will say what it is. It was Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, but I have not finished it and I will talk about it more in February. So the very first book that I read of the year was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling, the Slytherin edition, which was nice to get some little info on Slytherin and the house ghost, the Bloody Baron. But yes, I don't know, towards the end of last year I got in a very like Harry Potter mood, and I'm like, I'm gonna read the first Harry Potter book and try and like read all of the series this year, hopefully. I don't know, I tried doing that once and I got to the 5th book and I was just totally drained by the 5th book, so hopefully I will be able to read the entire series throughout the year, not one after the other, because I just feel like that's a mistake. Also, I recently watched the Harry Potter movies, like all of them, and I don't know if I'm ready for more Harry Potter yet, but yeah. The second book that I read this year was a book that I actually wanted to read for the longest amount of time. One, because one of my lecturers at uni like raved about the movie, like, and gave away the ending, which I didn't mind that much, but I was kind of like, damn, I wanted to read that book and now you've ruined it. I mean, like, because most of the time I assume that movies will try to follow like massive events that happen in the books, but some don't. But yeah, so that book was The Road by Cormac McCarthy. It is about an apocalyptic world, but it's not like zombies have gotten to us or anything. Like what I assume is that there was this massive fire that like wiped out like humanity, and a lot of people have lost their humanity. A lot of people have turned to like cannibalism, and there were moments in this book I'm like, yeah, this story is so cool, but there is also a lot of moments where I'm like, this is the most fucked up thing I have ever read. Like, if you're not keen for like reading about cannibalism and people like eating other people and eating babies, let alone, then do not pick up this book. It like, I'd be reading it and then there'd be something about someone eating another baby, and it was really disturbing, but I also really liked it. Like, the world building was amazing and I loved it so much, and like, it was really weird because there was no grammar in this book whatsoever, so you kind of had to fill in where the grammar was supposed to be. And then I read a book after that and I was just like, what is grammar? Why is there commas in this? The third book that I read this year was a book I actually accidentally bought twice, because I liked it that much, and I didn't realize that I had bought it the first time because I thought I put it back on the shelf, but apparently I didn't, so now I have 2 copies of this. But it's The Definition of Us by Sarah Harris. This book is really good. It's about people with mental health and people with like disorders, and it was really interesting to read. And like I don't read many books about people like people dealing with mental health and like depression, like as the main character in this does deal with it, and like it's a really good story. But basically the storyline of this is that therapist goes missing and they're on a journey to find him. I thought it was going to be a little bit of like a murder mystery, like he's gone and disappeared, like someone's taken him, but it's not like that whatsoever. It was about him dealing with his own like issues and like his own home life, and it was actually really like a sweet little story, and it was quite short, and it was just like, it wasn't like horribly like sad. I mean, like, it was sad and in some moments, but also it was just like, this is like a happy thing, and like that, you know, these things that we have don't define us. The fourth book that I read in January was Little and Lion by Brandy Colbert. This book I have so many like issues with, and I'll go into them. I feel like in many ways the character of Little was like just let down by her family. Her brother has a bipolar disorder, which I don't know anybody with that, and like it's hard to like say all these things I'm about to say when I don't know anybody like that, so don't take them to heart. But I just felt like a lot of the time that Little's feelings weren't like important. It's from Little's perspective, and it's really like half the time, nearly like 90% of the time, she's not even thinking of herself. She's thinking about how her brother's going to react to this like certain situation. And I think it's really unfair for her to have to think like that. Like at the beginning of the book, it's her coming home because she's been sent away because her brother has like this disorder. And as the book like unfolds, I feel like so many things she's feeling she can't say because it's going to upset her brother, and then she's going to get sent away again. And I just feel like that's really unfair. There's more that I want to say, but I don't want to spoil too much of the book. But I do highly recommend reading it, because I read this in about 3 days and I was just emotionally distraught by the end of it. To have a break from all the sort of like novels I was reading, and just because I love comics, I picked up Saga Volume 2 by these people because I can't read names. But I love this series. It's getting better with every like volume that I've read. I absolutely love the first one. I love the second one, and I can't wait to see what happens next. And the last book that I read this month was Everything Everything by Nicole Yoon. I think that's how you say her name. I have actually seen the movie before I read the book, and I did kind of guess the end, that she wasn't going to be allergic to the world and everything and bacteria and stuff. But it was a really quick read. It's a little bit insta-love, I'm not gonna lie, and a lot of the stuff that happens in this book is hard to believe. Like, she goes and leaves her mum, like just abandons her mother, and goes on this holiday with this boy, and they're 17. It just feels like, wouldn't the people, like the air hostesses and like the people taking their tickets, be like, you don't look old enough to be doing this? And so I found it like really hard to believe the story a little bit. I didn't hate it though. It was really good. Like, it was really well written, and I really liked it. But it was just some aspects of it, I was just like, I don't know if that's believable or not, but okay. Anyway guys, that's all that I have for you today. Please like, subscribe, because that is always nice. Let me know if you have different opinions of the books down below, whether you think I'm wrong or right. It doesn't really matter. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, so let's just justify that. And yeah. Anyway guys, I'll see you next time. Please like, subscribe, because that is always nice, and goodbye!